Hey guys, this is a video on 3 ways you can start improving your posture, and make sure you watch till the end because I'm going to give you a #1 tip that will really start helping your posture starting right away. We're not just going to show you how to improve your posture, but we're also going to show you why your posture gets bad to begin with. To help give you a visualization, we're going to use bungee cords, all right, to represent your muscles and how they attach through your body. I'm Dr. Cory Palmer. If you like this sort of stuff, give us a like or subscribe to see more awesome videos about health and well-being. Otherwise, enjoy. In order for you guys to understand how bad posture comes about, you need to understand kind of how the body is put together. And to do that, we're going to explain the posterior fascia system, which is basically how the back of your muscles all attach to each other, working their way from the bottom of your foot all the way to the top of your head. To do this, we're going to use bungee cords to explain, all right? So, breaking it down, just starting at the bottom, I'm going to attach this bungee cord to the very bottom of my foot, and this is going to represent your plantar fascia and your calcaneus, okay? So this is where it all begins. From there, we're going to have an attachment, and this is going to represent your gastric and your soleus, which is just a fancy word for your calf muscle, okay? And this is going to attach to the back of your knee, or otherwise known as your popliteal fossa. So as you can see, your beginning trend is you have this tight attachment between the bottom of your foot and your knee. Now when I say the word tight, I don't mean as in your calf muscle is abnormally tight where it's causing you pain. Your body is always in a state of homeostasis. So that means the muscle both needs to have enough tension in there to do its job, but not so much that it's causing pain or causing strain, but it also you don't want the muscle to be too loose that it's not engaging. So you always have this important balance, and this is going to become important when we get to how bad posture develops. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go into our hamstrings from here. So from your popliteal fossa, we're going to attach our hamstrings, and these attach up to the ischial tuberosity, or basically the bottom of your hips, which attach to your sacrotuberous ligament, which attaches to the sacrum. So it's going to basically go from here to the back of your butt. All right, so we're going to use this once again, and I'm going to just attach it to my belt just to represent. Now, as you can see, we have a nice balanced tension going all the way up, and this is how you're always in a very healthy, normal body state. Now, something you need to understand is what do most of you guys do a lot? And if you're watching this video, you're likely doing it right now. And the answer is sitting. Now, the reason sitting is important is because you'll notice my hamstring muscle goes very, very soft when I sit. This is going to become really important when you're trying to understand how to unlock your posture potential. So if you have a really, really soft hamstring attachment, your body, once again, needs that homeostasis or that balance in the muscles. So it can't have you being always laxated and loose. So your body is naturally going to want to make that tighter so that when you're sitting, it still maintains a good integrity of tightness. Not too tight, just enough. All right, so we're going to see why this is important here in a second. So continuing on the chain, we have our popliteal fossa to our sacrum, going through the ischial tuberosity, through the hamstring attachment. And this is going to attach to the back of our muscles, or our back muscles, otherwise known as our erectors, all right? And this is going to go all the way up to the base of the neck, all the way to the front of the head, all right? So it's going to look something like this. All right, so this attaches right here. So as you can see, once again, we have this nice natural tightness going all the way up and down. And this is how your body holds everything together, from the top down to the bottom. So this is important from a posture standpoint, because a lot of people, when they think of bad posture, they think of their head quite forward, and they think, oh, there must be something wrong up there. Well, I'm going to explain to you why you might be looking in the wrong area when it comes to resolving your bad posture. Where you want to look is, once again, those tricky hamstrings. And I'm going to show you why right now. So just going back to our sitting example, your hamstrings are not going to want to stay loose. They're going to want to go to a nice tight level while you sit so that they can maintain their integrity. All right? And what you'll notice is that tightness wants to stay. But because we've been sitting so much as a population, when we do decide to stand and we do decide to move around, what happens is that tightness stays there. And as a result, the attachment up here, the tightness gets tracked and forwarded to right at the back of the neck and the very, very top of the shoulders and the upper back. And so as a result, what you're naturally going to do to resolve this is you're going to push your head forward. And as you can see, that loosens everything up and it takes away that tension, because before it puts all that pressure right here. And so instead of thinking, hey, I got all this stuff going on here, I got all this forward head carriage, there must be something right there, you need to start thinking, hey, are my hamstrings really tight? Are they abnormally tight? Do I do a lot of sitting at work? Do I do a lot of sitting in general? And this leads to our biggest, strongest point for improving your posture, and something you can do right away. And that is to start stretching your hamstrings. That can have a profound effect on releasing tension up in this upper back and allowing you to get out of that forward head carriage. Tip number 2 is you want to be extremely aware of your daily posture. And this includes what we call texting, working on a computer. So once again, if you're watching this, you're either watching on either of those scenarios. Is the computer below eye level? Are you always texting like this? Easy things to change is to hire the computer above eye level and to start texting like this, or lay on your belly or your back when you text. Both of those can have a tremendous benefit on your posture. So number 3 on things you can do to improve your posture is every time you walk through a doorway, you want to do what we call a chest stretch. You just put both hands on the wall, you just lean in. What this is going to do is open up that chest. This tightness up here, that forward head carriage, is likely coming from a very tight hamstring. And so as you start to work on that hamstring, you also want to start breaking out of this forward shoulder carriage habit that you've developed. And one of the best things to do is just every time you walk through a doorway, just lean in for 30 seconds and get a nice open chest stretch. And if you're at home, you can try this if you don't believe me. Take the biggest breath you can hunched over. Ready? 1, 2. And if you did it and then you do it again, but this time chest out, and take the biggest breath you can, you'll notice a huge difference. So that's just a small example of why posture is so important for your health. And that's also just a small explanation of how your whole body is involved in the posture, and why looking at your whole body when you're trying to change your posture is such an important concept to understand. If you guys like this stuff and you got value out of it, please give us a like, a share, or subscribe. If you think there's something that we missed, or you have a question, or you want to know more about something, leave us a comment below. We're more than happy to answer. Otherwise, we hope your posture starts improving today. Thanks so much for tuning in.